Hey. Hello, hello, hello. This is Jenna Cantor, performer and physical therapist. I'm the founder of Powerful Performer. I want to come on today to talk about another research study. Okay, so this one is on ballet dancers as well. There's just seems to be a lot of research on ballet dancers that I'm finding at the moment, but that's okay. Let's look at it. This is interesting because it's looking at caffeine. It's the first one looking at how caffeine affects ballet dancers, specifically with their sweat and then also with their blood pressure. Is there a significant change? And this was done as I put it down as randomized control trial, but I because it's double blind, but they weren't randomized. So this is actually something I need to fix in my verbiage here. It was done on 9 ballet dancers. There were 5 male, 4 females. Okay, so it's a very small number of ballet dancers. And what they did is they took these 9 dancers and instead of randomizing them, I guess this would be more, I'm not sure where to categorize it right now. But this is for the performer. So I just need to make sure the performer, understands this, not my fellow physical therapist. So for this, what I mean by double blind is that there were two populations within the study that did not know they were part of a study. They didn't, and for this, it wasn't 100% clear who that was in the way it was written. So I'm just going to say that there was two. It could have either been a researcher and the patient, the dancers who didn't know. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, but it is good to know that there was blinding in the study. So that being said, what they did is they took these 9 ballet dancers, and for 3 days, uno, dos, tres, they gave them caffeine 1 hour before they danced ballet for 5 hours. And they measured their blood rate, their blood pressure, their body weight, and their sweat rate before and after each ballet class, each 5 hours of ballet. Then they did 3 days of washout. What this means is they're not doing any caffeine. They're kind of just letting their body clear out. And then they studied them also as their own control group. So the group that basically the same 9 dancers who are not getting caffeine 1 hour before, and they measured their blood pressure, their sweat rate, and their body weight. What is a very interesting thing that I put in parentheses here to note is the way they measured the sweat rate is they gave each dancer only 1 bottle of water, and they looked to see how much of that water they consumed in order to measure the rate. I thought that was very interesting. So for the results, they were able to get some numbers from this. And from this, they found that it was significant. The results were significant. So that means this is something to pay attention to according to these only 9 dancers. My own opinions already coming in here a little bit, but the significance showing that there is no change in blood pressure and sweat rate. Now, here's my thing so far, and so they concluded that if you're taking caffeine just right in that moment, acutely, so in that immediate time, that caffeine does not have any effect on sweat rate and blood pressure. Here's my big however in this research study. My big however is this is only 9 dancers, 9, and it's not randomized, and I'm not sure who was really blinded in this. And honestly, just the number of dancers alone really, really gets me to question the value and the validity of this study. Really, I mean, were the dancers, did they really not know that they were not being researched on, or was it the fact they didn't know that whether it was with the caffeine or without the caffeine that was part of the study? This I just do not know, and I think that that lack of detail written in the study, it leads me to question, which is fine. I'm still grateful they did this study. There is a great importance to this because no study like this has been done before. So that's great. But that's it. So although you'll read this title and you'll be like, "Oh, great, caffeine and caffeine doesn't have effect on my blood pressure and my and my sweat rate." This is only a snapshot. It's not really what is the long-term effect of that caffeine to the next day? How much more water did they consume even after that? I don't know. I don't know. And I'd be very interested to see outside of there if they drank more water compared to other days. And also, I would like a true control group, meaning that the same group that's getting the caffeine for their intervention, it would be a different group of 9 ballet dancers that would not get any caffeine. So we could really have a good, true comparison between the groups. So that's it. So I hope this makes sense for the non physical therapist, the non healthcare professional, because that really ultimately is my goal. In the meantime, if you have any questions as a performer, please feel free to write in the comments below and ask those questions or private message me. All right, take care. Do 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 do. Again, 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 again.